All right, good morning. You are at the 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Real quick announcement up there on the board. Next week is Bring a Friend Week, all week. So feel free to invite friends to come. They do not have to come to the session with you. They can just come in any class, anytime. They are welcome to come all week. They can come 6 days, a session each day. They can come to like 30 sessions for the week and get a month's worth of workouts in 1 week. That's fine too. That's how you get it done. But make sure that they know that they are welcome to come in. Okay. I already have. Oh, Rach said she saw that handstand, Christina. I was like, what is this message on here? Oh my gosh, I'm already messing up. All right. So we're going to start with our warm up. It is a 5-minute, as many rounds as possible. Okay. We start with a hollow rock. Am I the smelly trainer? Is that why nobody's just right here? Is that like a thing? Or did you guys just know that I would? All right. So hollow rocks, shoulder blades off the ground. We're back and forth 10 times. We roll on over for push-ups. You know Joe's thing. We are screwing our hands into the floor. Elbow pits forward and elbows go back. 10 push-ups. Okay? If you choose to do your push-ups on your knees, that's fine. The big mistake that I see is people who cross their legs at the top. You're putting more pressure on one leg than the other. You don't want to do that. So just make sure if you go on your knees, I am fine with knee push-ups. Just make sure that they stay parallel with the floor. Body is still drawn in and tight, and then I'm still pushing up, but at least my knees are parallel. And then we come up, we do 20 skater jumps, so it's 10 each side. For the last minute, I'm going to have us just stick with skater jumps to try and get that heart rate up again. Okay? So if we don't have any questions, it's going to take me a solid minute to get this timer to work. It's every time. Paulie is up there. They're calling you out, Paulie. They're excited you're here. All right, so when you're ready, 10 hollow rocks. Good morning. 3, 2, 1, when you're ready. 10 hollow rocks. I see you, Dolly. That's cool. All right, so 10 hollow rocks. When you finish, roll on over. 10 push-ups. Good. Elbows to the back. And then when you finish your 10 push-ups, we're up. Skater jumps back and forth 10 times. So it's a total of 20, 10 each is what I meant to say. Sorry. Let's be very clear. Sure. Yeah. Can you do air squats? You just can't jump on your knee? Okay, so all you're gonna do is 20 air squats instead. Okay. I just wanna get your heart rate up so the moving will get that up. Go work, go work. We're already a minute into that warm up. Good work at home. I see you on those skater jumps. And good work, Patty, on hollow rocks. Good. That core drawn in and tightened for the hollow rocks. Good. Solid position for those push-ups. We are 2 minutes into the warm-up. 2 more minutes of these 3 exercises. Good work, good work. Go work, go work. Just over a minute left before we move into a solid minute of cardio. Thirty more seconds. All right, we have about 10 more seconds, so finish up the exercise that you are on. Then we're gonna move into 1 minute of cardio. Your options, we've got skaters for the minute or air squats for the minute. You pick. I just wanna see those heart rates up a little bit. 4 squats. Good. About 30 more seconds. Keep moving, keep moving. Want to get those heart rates up. If you are skater jumps, I want to see a little faster. Push that pace. Push the pace. If you are squatting. There we go. Trying to push the pace. Okay? About 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. All right. So, this next part, we have 2 rounds. In here, half of us will be at the rig doing bench presses and half will be on the floor. We will switch. At home, you're gonna start with what would be bench press, but you don't have a bench. So you'll start with what they're doing in the back, and then you'll switch over to do the other 10 minutes. So either way, 10 minutes of work, and I'll give about 2 minutes transition between for us in here to wipe down and then start to warm up again, okay? So if you are starting at the benches or even at home, we're starting with bench presses, okay? Make sure if you're in here at the bench, you have in line, you have a solid grip. Make sure it's directly above your chest and you're pressing up, elbows no lower than bench level, okay? There's only 3 sets, okay? So I want you to increase your weight. If you remember last week, we did sets of, it was 2 sets of 10, same thing at home if you can. And that 3rd set, you tried to crank out as many as you could, okay? If you got 15 or more, if you could crank out a lot, that's not heavy enough. I want you to go heavier. Like I cranked out 22. Should not have cranked out 22. I should have gone heavier. I was being lazy that day. So go a little heavier. If you struggle to get past 10, that is a solid weight. That's where I want you to be for your 3rd set. So you are increasing. You will likely need a spot. So I will come around and be checking everything out in form and spotting you if you needed. It should be tough to get to 10. If you are at home, if you have heavy dumbbells, it's the same thing. You're just gonna floor press because you don't have a bar. Same thing with 2 dumbbells, pressing up into the air. If you have heavy ones, trying to use heavy ones, that would be much better. The heavier you got that you can actually lift, the better. In between your rounds of chest presses, 10 or 10 floor presses, then you move into that alternating dumbbell chest fly. You can stay on the bench or be on the floor. It's your option. I just find it easier on the floor because I don't lower my elbow below the bench, okay? But either way, I start with that dumbbell directly above the center of my line, and when I bring it out to the side, my elbow never goes lower than what would be floor level, and I feel it right here in my pecs as I pull it up back to the center. It's alternating, so You can switch arms, but I think what a lot of people in the last class found, it was easier to crank out 10 on one side faster than trying to switch hands with the dumbbell. But you choose 10 each side. So you have a total of 30 for each round, okay? Same thing at home. You do the same exact movement. You're going out to the side, okay? You're going to feel right here. You want to make sure you drive it back in, okay? 10 each side. And again, it's just faster if you do 10 on one side, 10 on the other. But you pick. Get through all 3 rounds. As you're doing that, up here, what we're doing is curtsy lunges. So we're holding our weight, our dumbbell in the goblet position. You're stepping out to the side. My back foot goes behind, not too far, but just behind so that it's outside my leg and I touch my knee to the ground. It's 10 each side. Same thing. You can alternate. You can stay on one leg if you'd like. I just find for balance purposes, it's easier to just step out and then switch legs. But it's your option. 10 each. And then you've got a kettlebell high pull. Okay. So for this one, coming right up below the chin, okay? You can use the same weight if you are out here. You can use the same kettlebell for both. And I will be honest, people went heavy between both exercises, okay? Most people got like 3 to 4 rounds of this second superset. So if you're going heavy, you might only get 3 rounds. If you're gonna go lighter, if you're gonna use something like a 20 or 25, you can definitely crank out 4 rounds. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so I'm gonna put about a minute on the clock for you to get your weights and get settled, and then we'll put 10 minutes on the clock to get going. All right, how are you ladies feeling there? You're just gonna do dumbbell floor press and then the flies. Okay, cool. All right, so 1 minute on the clock. All right. Yes. Yep. How is that? You're gonna have to go a little bit lighter with these than. You can do the bench. I prefer the floor only because when you do the bench, you might overextend. You'll like pull your elbow back. So I usually use the floor. Good. Is your knee going to be okay for the curtsy lunges? Because you're a little bit to that?
Start out without weight.
Okay, no, that's fine. If you need to, because I would just imagine that maybe it would kind of throw your knee off if you're going behind. So if you just want to do regular step back lunges, and let me know if that bothers you too. But
I mean, it should have been had surgery back in the
okay, okay, yeah, no. Let me know if there's anything that bothers you, because sometimes like I'm running around here and then I've got up there and I sometimes forget. By all means, just pull me over and be like, hey, what else can I do? That was perfect how you did it before. All right, I'm gonna put 10 minutes on the clock, 10 minutes to get through 3 rounds. And again, if you are on the floor doing the curtsy lunges, you might be able to get through 4 rounds. All right. All right. So keeping that time in check. In the back, we've got 3 rounds of bench presses. Yes, good. Good work, Kyle. Yes, Mike, yeah. Good work, Michelle. Good job, Ricky. Good. Good work, Michelle. How are you feeling on these? Are you feeling a pull in your back or no? Okay. Because I'm just watching. You're like, yes, okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, because otherwise, go on the floor. I do not want you to injure yourself now.
I'm trying to increase my mobility in
Right.
that movement. That's why I'm on the
Okay. So go wider, but not further back. So honestly, I would stay on the floor. You can go wider, that's fine, but you don't want to go past, because then you're gonna start using this and you're gonna start straining. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to watch, I'm not trying to be a creeper. I'm like, you can't injure yourself at this point, so. Good, Michelle, good form. Yes, Mike, good work. Good, Michelle. So with bench press, we slowly increase the weight each round. 3 rounds. Good, Peggy. That looks solid. Good work. Good work, Mike. You're doing really well. Good, Ricky. So time check. We are under 7 minutes left. We're 3 minutes in. Round 1 should be done. If you are at home and you're just cranking through, if you want to go through 4 sets, that's fine. Good, Michelle. Good work, Chelsea. Good, Michelle. Yes. How's your shoulder? Is it okay on these? Or is it bothering? Okay.
I'm feeling later.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to see what works.
Okay. I was just telling Grant, you know me. Sometimes as I'm walking around, I forget. So if you need anything, let me know. But you're usually good about modifying yourself. And I remember when I see you doing something lighter or something different. So just remind me if you need something else. But it looks good. You have good form on everything. Good, Ricky. Good work on those high pulls. Good job on the lunges. Good presses, Patty. I see you. Good work on the flies, Dolly. I see how you've got lighter weights. So you've just extended, pulled it further away, which is good. Good work at home. Solid. Time check, under 5 minutes. So we're finishing round 2. Good work, girl. Good. Yes. How many more? 2? Yep. Do you want to re-rack and take a moment and do it one more time? It doesn't matter how long you take. You just have to do 10. Okay? Oh, okay. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to do 10. I was doing 12. Overachiever over here. Okay. Good, Peggy. Yes, Michelle. Go work. Yep. Good, Michelle. Good work, good work. 2.5 minutes left. So about 1/4 of the time left. Should definitely be on round 3. Good work, good work. Three or 4. No, it's good. Wait. No, that's fine. And your elbow bothers you too, right? Yes. Okay. So I'm like, I know I just had this come. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that nice? As long as I don't turn into my mom, she's a lifelong smoker. I'm okay. That's not fair. Like, she's that too. I do with some snark and happiness. Solid work, Carrie. Less than 90 seconds left, so we are finishing up that last round. We'll work on those curtsy lunges. How much are your leg, butt, and hips killing you? Yes. So if you need to not hold it in the goblet position, if holding it like that, because that bothers me too, put it down low. That'll help offset it a little bit. And then what Joe does, and I call it cheating, but it is not at all, is sometimes he'll put it behind his head and then he'll lunge, and then that really offsets that. Because I get the lower back pain. I do. Yeah. I'm sorry that I try to run around. No, I'm trying to get everywhere, but. All right, we've got just over 30 seconds, so we need to finish up whatever we are on. You can start to wipe down the equipment you have used. If you are here in the front using kettlebells, if you can wipe it down, put them back. And for those of you who are bench pressing, wipe down those weights, put them back. All right. All right. In here, we are going to switch spots so that if you were bench pressing at the rig, you're coming up to a box up front. If you were in a box up front or on the side, you are going back to the rig. At home, I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock for them to transition. I'm going to talk you through this next part because I wasn't facing you when I discussed it. That's not nice. Wasn't to ignore you. Okay. So if you have a kettlebell at home, what you're going to do is that curtsy lunge where you step out to the side, step behind, just behind, and bring your knee down to the ground, okay? It doesn't have to be too far. It's not like all the way, okay? But it's just outside my leg and knee down, okay? It's 10 each side. You can do 10 on one side and just crank them all out on one side. Doesn't really matter. You choose. I just find balance, stepping back and switching is easier. And then we're doing the kettlebell high pulls, okay? We're coming up almost to your chin. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can still do all of this. You just use a dumbbell in the goblet position when you're doing the curtsy lunges. And then with your high pull, you can also do the same thing. Okay. Sound good? So you'll alternate. Again, at home. So in here, most of the people on the floor got through 4 rounds at the 5 a.m. if they went lighter on weights. And I know at home you're more limited. If you have heavier weights, just try to get through the 3. Does that make sense? So 3 to 4 rounds. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, throw them into that chat feature. You know, I'll try to touch on them. All right. Okay. All right. If you're ready and your spot is cleared, by all means, you can get started. You don't have to wait for the 10 minutes to start. I just want to make sure everyone's got time to grab weights and stuff. All right, I'm going to put 10 minutes on the clock. We're aiming for 3 rounds. 4 if you're flying through, and if you have lighter weights. Yep. I know. Your what hurts? Yes. Monday night. It was those wood chopper lunges. I don't know what fresh hell that was, but that was horrible. Good work, Harry. I love that you were like, your dad's like, what do you bench press? And you were like 75. He's like, that's what I bench press. That's awesome. That made my whole day. I was like, yes, Grant, good form. Good, Ross. Yes, Amanda. Good work. Good work on those curtsy lunges and high pulls. Good, Carrie. Good. Yes. No. How are your shoulders feeling?
Pretty good.
Okay. So when you're doing it, you got good form. You're going a little bit below bench level. Okay. So if you feel that strain, just do it on the floor.
I'm stopping it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like for me, I can't feel it yet.
Yes. Okay. That's it. I just, when I was looking, I'm like trying to see if your elbow's a little bit below. If it's not bothering you, you're fine. I just want to make sure you don't hyperextend.
It's just, I haven't done this in so long, it's a little weird.
Yes. Yeah. I did them, so we did them last week, and I made sure I did them on the floor because I knew I wasn't sure where to stop. The floor's right there. Okay, there. That's where I stopped. Yes, it does. I know. I feel you on that one. Yeah. Everything else looked good. So time check. We are 3 minutes in. So we are almost at round 2, if not already into round 2. Good, solid form. Good carry. Yes. Good. Good work, Amanda. You just crank them out like they're nothing. You're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, good, yes. No. Okay. Good work, Ross. Good job on those high pulls, Ricky. Good. Good, Michelle. How are your wrists feeling? Okay. When you're pulling, you're bending them a little bit. That's, if you can, yes, hold from the other. This way they're not bending, so all the weight's gonna sit in your wrist. They'll eventually bother you. Maybe not today, but eventually, yep. So just pulling out to the sides, yes. I know it's a weird movement. Is it okay though? And how's your shoulder with that? Okay. I just wanna make sure we don't wanna injure you more. Let's not give you another injury, that'd be awesome. Good work, Christina, good weight. Yes, ladies, good work. Patty, I see you. Straight up the center, good. Good work, Peggy. Sneak into your box a little, I'm sorry. You did 3 rounds? I do as many as you can. You can, if you want, run outside, but I would personally do more rounds. That's what I would do. Yeah. Good work, Mike. Good, Kyle. Good form, Michelle. Time check. We are just under 4 minutes. You should be done with round 2. Good, Carrie. You've got this. Yes. Good. And you have like 3.5 minutes to crank out all 10. So if you need to re-rack and do 1 or 2 more, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Like that was solid. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. No, that was solid. That was good. Good, Ross. Good work, Amanda. Ten? Yes.
I'm gonna get it back. And I can't even really look back at my training app anymore because those numbers are so skewed.
No, I was saying to someone in the 5 a.m. class. So right before COVID, I was training with Jay, and we were at like 115, and they're like, "Wow!" I'm like, "No, no, 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 that's not where I am right now. It's taken a while."
These sets would be 95 for me.
Yes.
And it's like such a deficit.
I know.
But even just like 3 weeks ago, I was only doing 65.
Right.
So,
Right. It's just such a shame that it's such a shame that like a couple months off, and then you've got to.
Oh Oh yeah,
I get
it
it.
takes more
Yeah.
time to build that.
Yes. Good work, Carrie. So about 90 seconds. We definitely are on our last round. Finishing up. Good, Michelle. Go work at home, ladies. I see you, Dolly. There you are, Paulie. If as you finish up, you have time for another round, or if you want to do about 30 seconds of cardio, like Peggy squatting for 30 seconds and then 30 seconds rest, that's fine. Got people doing jumping jacks. As we finish up in here, if you can start to wipe down those weights and put them back. Wipe down the bench press equipment. All right. For you ladies, I'm going to switch the slides so that you see what's coming next. All right. We're at about 10 seconds. All right. So if you can finish up whatever you are on, wipe down equipment. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock, but during that 2 minutes, I'm going to explain this next part because it's 10 minutes long and it's going to take us to right at the end of class. So for this next part, it's 10 minutes again, as many rounds as possible. First move is the 90 iso hold with bicep curls. So I hold my weight, just anchor it into my side, and then I'm curling on the other side, 10 bicep curls. Then I do the opposite. I anchor in my weight, 10 bicep curls up and down, okay? After we do that iso hold and curls, we get down on the ground for some skull crushers. I'm sorry, Christian, I always steal your box. So remember, with these, it's not the straight arms all the way above. The skull crusher is where we bend at the elbows, okay? So it's actually a kind of small movement, just hinging at the elbows, right toward my head. You want to try and keep your elbows pointing straight up to the sky or right at the ceiling. Try not to let them sneak out. As they sneak out, you're not focusing that weight on the triceps anymore. You're starting to focus a little bit more on the biceps. So really focus on keeping them straight back, straight toward the ceiling. And then the last one is a bear crawl pull through. So we all know bear crawl, that position is so much harder than the plank. Make sure you are all the way down, knees are almost touching the floor, shins parallel to the floor, and then we are pulling across, okay? Keeping that back flat. The key, one, pulling out to the side. I had a couple people last week who were trying to push that weight across, and then they were getting caught like at their midline. Make sure you're dragging it across each time out, like to the outside, using the outside of your hand. And the other one, make sure that core is tight. As you get tired, we start to arch the back and we start to stick our butts in the air. Try to keep everything low. Try to stay low to the ground as you drag across, okay? I had people in the last class who used 3 totally different weights for this. So they had bicep curls, a little bit less for that. And then for those triceps, they had 25s, 30-pound dumbbells. And then for the pull-throughs, I had people who were using 50-pound kettlebells. So whatever weights you would like to use, by all means, go grab them. Okay. All right, how are we doing at home? Okay, yep. Are you good at home? We had a couple people fall off because they have to get ready for work. This one was tough with the 10 minutes. A little tougher. All right. Bear crawl pull through. You can, I know we dead bug it a lot, and I feel badly about that.
Maybe try Russian twist.
Yes, that would be good, yeah. And this way you're still, because the whole point, you're right, is the oblique, so twisting, that one would be good. Just, yeah, setting it down, and then, 'cause that's the key. We're just twisting back and forth. You're not doing as much. Set it on the ground, all the way down, and then pick it up, and set it all the way down and pick it up. Then this way you're working just a little bit harder. That's actually a really good one. Thank you. And we'll make sure that we use that one. Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think at this point, I'm sure you're better modifications than me. Are you good? The Skullcrusher shouldn't be too bad.
Okay.
And then the ISO hold, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so as we're ready, we're just about ready in here. No, you are welcome to, and you're welcome to use those weights. I think I'm the only one who's touched them, so. All right, we're gonna put 10 minutes on the clock. And turn up that music. All right, the last part. We are starting with that ISO hold and bicep curls. In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, ISO hold with the curls. Yes, good work. Yep. Now we see you. Dolly, stay like that because I'm going to video it. Go work, go work. I don't think I ever video the 6 a.m. because there's too much going on. When you finish those bicep curls, we move into the Skullcrushers. Good, just hinging at the elbows. Good work, good work. And then when you finish your 10 to 15 Skullcrushers, 10 if it's a heavy weight, 15 if you can crank them out, then we move to that bear crawl pull through. Dragging that weight across. Last class, they got through about 3 to 4 rounds of this. Solid work, looks good. How's your lower back with this one? Okay, all right, cool. Good work, Grant. I had people the last class do that. They could you can hold it, that's fine. Then they went down and wait for the other. Good form, Carrie. Keep pushing, keep pushing. We're aiming for 3 to 4 rounds of this. Yeah, about 3.5 minutes left. So you're 2/3 of the way through. Hang in. Go work, go work. 2.5 minutes left. Keep cranking them out. Good job staying low on those bear crawl pull throughs. I see everyone drawing in, tightening. Knees are low, shins are parallel. Good job. And good work on these skull crushers. Elbows in tight. Keep them pointing right toward the ceiling, straight up. Looks good. We are under 2 minutes. You are more than 80% done. Hang in, hang in. Go work at home. Good job with the bear crawl hold, Rachel. I see you. And good job with those pull throughs, Dolly. Way to stay low. We are under a minute left. Hang in. Keep pushing this minute. "30 seconds. You are almost there. Hang in, hang in." Whatever you have left, 15 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're going to go right into a stretch. It's not 10 minutes of a stretch. I just need the timer. So we're going to start with an overhead tricep stretch. Bringing one arm up, Pulling it behind. About 30 seconds of an overhead tricep stretch. Good work today, everyone. About 10 more seconds on this arm. All right, we're going to switch arms. About 10 more seconds on this arm. I'm going to sneak in between your two boxes if that's okay. We're going to move to a shoulder reach stretch, okay? For this one, we're going to go on the ground into that child's pose only because you're going to lie down on that shoulder and really press it into the ground. So I have my hands in front and I slide my arm underneath the other one. And really press it against the ground to get a full stretch. Good. About 10 more seconds on this arm. All right, we're going to switch arms, slide the other arm underneath, and again, really lie on it, press it against the ground to get that full stretch. About 10 more seconds on this arm. All right, and we are done. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. If you are here in person, if you do not mind wiping down your equipment, putting it back. If you are at home, thank you very much for joining us. That was a tough workout. That was solid work today. Good job. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.